Hi guys, welcome back to the Formless Guide, where we don't just speak, we remember, where we don't just teach, we transmit, where we don't just seek truth, we become it. Today we enter a space that many may avoid, a space that's been named, feared, distorted, and projected even when we may have not wanted it to. We enter the field of evil, not to glorify it and not to condemn it, but to feel it, to understand it, to meet it as a mirror. Have you ever wondered why the word evil feels so heavy? Why it carries so much charge? So much story, so much fear. It is the ultimate boundary, the line we draw to separate ourselves from what we believe is truly other. We're so quick to name it in others, but so slow to recognize its whisper in ourselves. But what if that whisper isn't a foreign voice at all? What if it's a forgotten part of us, crying out for attention? Let's begin, not with judgment, but with presence. We do not cast a shadow in the light. We become the shadow when we forget the light. Evil is not a monster, it is a forgetting, a wound, a distortion of truth. It is the absence of awareness, the loss of connection. It is the heart in exile, the mind lost in its own labyrinth. And every wound, no matter how deep, no matter how ancient, is asking to be seen. So let this moment be a threshold where fear softens, where projection dissolves, where presence becomes the only truth. Evil is not a being, it is a state of separation, a state of disconnection from the whole. It's the ache of a broken mirror that has forgotten it is one piece. In Buddhism, evil is not a devil, it's avidya, or ignorance. Not ignorance of facts, but of reality itself, of the truth that we are not separate, that we are not permanent, that we are not alone, and that we are not in control. From this fundamental forgetting arise the poisons, craving, aversion, and delusion, the very roots of all suffering. And Mara, the tempter, the whisperer, the seducer of comfort, is not outside us. He is the voice of our own delusion. He tries to prevent awakening, to keep us lost in the beautiful dream that is separation. He may come as a voice saying, "You are not ready, you are not enough, stay small or stay safe." The Buddha didn't fight Mara, he didn't banish him. He simply said, "I see you." And that seeing, that recognition without judgment, became his liberation. In yoga and Hinduism, evil is not a rival to God. It is the ego, ahankara, inflated, distorted, afraid. The asuras, the rakshas, the demons of the myth are not villains. They are energies that forgot their source. Energies that believed they were separate and all-powerful. Think of Ravana, the great king of the Ramayana. He was a being of immense power, but his colossal ego, his ankara, became his downfall. It was not a rival god that destroyed him, but his own unexamined pride. Even Kama, the god of desire, is not punished. He is purified, burned by Shiva's third eye, not out of hatred, but out of clarity. And Kali, fierce, wild, untamed. She does not kill to destroy. She is the embodiment of fierce compassion, cutting away illusion and liberating through fire. Evil here is not outside the divine. It is the divine misunderstood, the raw energy of creation, corrupted by the illusion of separation. In Christian mysticism, evil is absence, not a force, but a void. As Saint Augustine said, evil is the privation of good. It's like a shadow. It has no substance. It's not a thing itself, but a place where the light is missing. It's like a black hole, not powerful because of what it is, but because of what it lacks. Satan is the accuser, the one who tempts, tests, and distorts. But even he is permitted not to destroy, but to refine. Jesus in the desert is not battling a monster. He is facing the very voice of ego that says, take the shortcut, claim the throne, forget who you are. And he responds with presence, with truth, with stillness. He shows us that the way to overcome this voice of separation is not to fight with it, but to stand so firmly in our truth that its power dissolves. In Gnosticism, there is a more dualistic view, suggesting a fundamental split between the spiritual and the material. Here the physical world is often seen as inherently flawed or evil, created by a lesser, ignorant deity. True goodness is found by transcending the material and returning to the true divine source. This view shows how some traditions see evil not just as a state, but as a condition of our very existence in this physical realm. Let's look into modern psychology as well. They echo these themes. Carl Jung speaks of the shadow. I'm sure you're familiar with this name. The repressed or disowned parts of ourselves, the acts of violence or harm we see in the world are often a projection of this unintegrated shadow. The more we deny our own darkness, the more it powerfully seems to manifest in the world that surrounds us. In this view, evil isn't just a supernatural force, but a psychological one. The result of unaddressed trauma, a lack of empathy, and the inability to face our own humanity. This sounds strongly like a case of a neglected Muladhara, the root which we use in order to confidently face the fears of life, of our own life. So what is evil really? Is it a force, a figure, a frequency? Or is it simply the part of us that forgot its source? The part of us that clings to control because it fears surrender. The part of us that projects blame because it cannot hold pain. The part of us that condemns others because it cannot forgive itself. Let's sit with these questions. What is the wound that power protects? What weakness or vulnerability does your need for control or superiority shield you from? What is the truth that distortion hides? What uncomfortable reality are you avoiding when you twist a situation or a person in your mind? What is the soul's purpose in walking through shadow? How do moments of difficulty and pain refine you? And what wisdom can they offer you? With these questions in mind, I invite you now to sit, not to escape, but rather to enter. Close your eyes. Feel your breath. Let it be slow, but let it be deep. Let yourself become the container for this moment, just as the sky contains the clouds. Now call forth your personal Mara, your Satan, your Asura, your shadow. This isn't a physical being. It's a feeling, a thought, a resistance. It might be a voice that says, you're not good enough, a habit you can't break, a fear that holds you back. Just let it arise. Don't fight it. Don't push it away. Ask it with all the kindness that you can muster. What do you protect? What truth do you fear? What part of me have I abandoned that you now guard? Do not banish it. Do not fight it. Witness it. Let your breath become the sword, not to strike, but to cut through the illusion of your own separation. Let your awareness become the light, not to burn, but to illuminate what has been hidden. You are not here to destroy the shadow. You are here to integrate it, to see it as a part of the whole, a part of you that has been waiting to be seen and loved. Now slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the center of your chest, focused on your breathing as you gently open your eyes. Take one full deep breath, and as your mind is still in that space, I'd like you to think of this. What if evil is not the enemy, but the teacher, the gatekeeper, the mirror? What if the way to vanquish this shadow is not through war with it, nor trying to banish it, but through presence? What if the light we seek is not somewhere else, but right here, beneath the wound? You are not your pain. You are not your distortion. You are not the shadow that haunts you. You are the current. You are the witness. You are the formless guide in making. Until next time, walk gently, and remember, every moment is both a seed and a star in your own story. This is your Formless Guide, signing off.